Can I retire at 60 years old with $225,000 saved for retirement? That's what we're going to talk about on the Your Financial EKG YouTube channel. We're going to look at a 60-year-old from Georgia with $225,000 saved in multiple retirement investing accounts. And they are asking, hey, Drew, can I retire? Will my retirement income last throughout my retirement? And if I can't retire now, when can I retire? Now, if you want to retire and you don't feel like you've saved enough, or we do an EKG and I say, hey, John, you have not saved enough to retire at a certain age, working part-time is a viable solution. Now, he has a trade. He can go and be an electrician for part-time. He has his own business, so he can continue to do that. So John has told me he is an electrician. He can work part-time. So we're going to throw some part-time work in here of $1,000 a month, and we're going to do that for 20 years as well. So he's going to assume he's going to make about $12,000 a year working part-time. So we need to look at your strategy and say, well, maybe you don't want to continue doing what you were doing, but can you work part-time somewhere else, making an extra $500 to $1,000 a month to help you retire? And a lot of people leave in the comment sections, they say, Drew, that's ridiculous. When I retire, I want to retire. But what if you don't like your job? What if your job stresses you out? What if your job is causing you to wake up early and go to bed late and you just want to quit, but you know you need some extra income? Working part-time is a viable solution. Maybe that brings your stress level down. Hey guys, listen, stress kills more people than smoking. And so if you can eliminate some stress, maybe you can retire a little earlier than you want and live a little bit longer and enjoy it. So we go to taxes. So currently for the year 2023, John's tax rate is 12.8%. If we go to 2024, it's going to drop even lower than that because we're retiring and now we're just using our investments for retirement income. So in reality, his projected federal rate is not something we're totally concerned about at this point. When taxes go up, it's something we will discuss, but at this point, it's not something we are overly concerned about. Now, we go to 1 year, and so at retirement, if we go a year from now, he's got $225,000 now. If we go another few months, we get to January, he should have about $245,000 when he retires, okay, just based on a few months of contributions and market gains. So we go to retirement. Let's see how long this is going to last. Well, you can already see it kind of up here. He's going to be out at 84. Let's go through the details. So here we go. 62 is when Social Security kicks on. Here's that monthly cash flow for part-time work. Now there's no COLA increase on that. Obviously we can increase that with some COLA. We're just being very conservative in our projections. Here is our net monthly income after taxes. So we've gotten this. This is our part-time work. There's the taxes being taken out of it. Here's our monthly expenses with inflation, which means we need $2,192 the first year off of our investments to live. Let me show you what that looks like. So you can see there's the money we need to take off our investments. It does have a COLA increase on it. So we're trying to be as detailed as we possibly can. Listen, stepping into retirement is not something you want to have to back out on, right? It's a big decision. We only want to do it once. And here at Your Financial EKG, we want to help protect your ability to stay in retirement, right? Stay. So we've got to look at this in a detailed way. Now listen, if you want a financial EKG, in the description below, you can get in touch with us, find out what it costs to work with us and all that good stuff. We'd love to help you in your retirement. Now, here's Social Security kicking on. You can see the COLA increases on Social Security, and you can see at 84, here's our Social Security income, $3,065, so it's grown. There's our expenses. They've grown as well, $5,514. But here's what I want you to notice. Go up to 80, it was $4,848, but the year before it was $5,634. Remember, we kicked out the fund money, which was about, what, $700, $800 right there? So that kicked out at 80, so we dropped our expenses. Remember, we want to calculate all this. And we get to 84. Now, he does have a house worth $480,000 at 84, so he could do a reverse mortgage. He could sell the house, move into a different location. So these are some things that we talk about, and I say, hey, John, How do you feel about this? Does this make you feel comfortable? What do we need to do? And a lot of times the response is, Drew, what do we need to do so that I can retire? Now, I live in Tampa. I'm about an hour and a half from Disney World. I can drive over there. I can get you some pixie dust. We can't always make plans work, but we can take the steps necessary if we want to retire at 60. So let's look at that. What can we do? Like I said, we could do a reverse mortgage. We could sell the house, but let's not act like that's a viable option at this point. The amount needed today to avoid a shortfall for John is $154,000. He needs $154,000 thrown into his portfolio today to make this money last throughout his 90s. Or he needs a rate of return of 8.67%. I don't want to calculate an 8.67% rate of return. That is the market's average 10% since 1950, 8% with inflation. So that means we have to earn more than what the market is earning, which doesn't make me feel comfortable. All right? So what can we do? Well, one thing we can do is we can work a little bit longer, right? So we can say, okay, what if we work till Medicare? So we work till 65. Actually, let's go back. Let's go to the calculator. Let's take Social Security at 65, which would be $2,167. Remember, it gets an increase. Let's retire at 65. So January of 2029, let's back that up to, let's see, that's 9 months. So when is his date of birth? 4. So let's go 4 of 2028. That puts him at 65. So let's go to 65. Let's go to cash flows here. Let's work part-time, but let's not do it until we retire. So that's going to stay. So what's that? April of 2029. He's retiring in... Okay, April of 2028. Oops, let's just adjust the date back once to 2028. Perfect. Now we're doing part-time work. Our expenses, $2,500, $500. There's the $3,000. Okay, so we can see that. There's the $3,000 in expenses. Okay, so now we're going to be building up our assets from 60 to 65. I know you're saying, oh, Drew, it's another 5 years. Well, we're just seeing, we're just looking at this. We're just trying to get ideas of what we can do to get to retirement, through retirement, and protect our ability to stay in retirement. Now we go to retirement. Okay, now look at this. We get to 100, and we've got $576,824. Okay. So you're going, oh, he's good, right? He could retire in 5 years. Yes, but do we need $500,000 at 100? He wants to retire. So now we know 65 and 60. So somewhere in between there, we can retire. So let's go. We know at 65 we can. So let's go to retirement and let's just play with it a little bit. I mean, sometimes it's just trial and error. So there's 63. Let's take Social Security when we retire at 63. Okay, so 63, what is that? 4 of 2026. So now we've got to go to his part-time work because he's going to do it. That's going to help him stop working as much as he wants to work. It might not be fun to work part-time, but he's not going to be working 40, 50 hours a week. He owns his own business, so he's working 50, 60 hours a week. So we're going to take it down part-time. $1,000. There's a 526. Go to retirement, and look at this. We've got to 95. And I go, hey, John, how do you feel about that? Feel pretty good, right? I feel pretty good about getting to age 95. So, can I retire at 60 with $225,000? Not necessarily. You could, but it would make a lot more sense to keep working a couple extra years and maybe working part-time. So I hope this video has helped you in your retirement planning. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.